So, a UTI, according to the NHS, is an infection that can affect different parts of your urinary tract, including your bladder, which is called cystitis, urethra, urethris. I can't even pronounce it properly, but you get the uritis. I think I'm saying it right now, or kidney infection. And most UTIs can be treated with antibiotics, which I had to take. I should be talking more about that in a couple of minutes. So it says to check if it's a UTI, it says needing to pee suddenly or more often than usual. This is what happened to me. I was peeing quite a lot on Wednesday. However, it was not that bad. But then on Thursday, I went to bed Wednesday evening about 10:30. And I needed to use the toilet. So I went, but then I needed the toilet as soon as I got back from the toilet, but it didn't click in my head that there was an issue. Now, because like you think, oh, I just relieved myself, why do I need to go to the toilet again so suddenly, especially considering the fact that I hadn't drunk a lot of water that day, which I really should have done. But yeah, as soon as I went to the toilet, I needed the toilet again as soon as I got back into bed. But I was like, you know what, I've had enough now, I'm not coming back out of my bed again. So I went to sleep. And I realised the next morning, like the Thursday morning, that I was getting a lot of pain up here, like around this area and down here. So when I got up in the morning, Thursday morning, I went to the toilet again. And then within, I would say, half an hour, I needed the toilet again. And then I needed the toilet again. And then I had my bath. Before I had my bath, I needed the toilet again. When I got out of the bath, I needed the toilet again. Before I left the house for uni, I needed the toilet again. When I got to uni, I needed the toilet. And then we had, what's it called? We had a fire drill at the uni. After that, I needed the toilet again. And I was thinking to myself, what on earth is going on here? I was like, it was mad. After the fire drill, I needed the toilet after that. And then I got onto the train, and I don't know why, but it's like, how do I explain it? I got onto the train, and I needed to pee, and it wasn't like peeing like I had been before. Like once I peed, even though I needed the edge again, it wasn't like it was like it wasn't limited. But this time when I was on the train, the urge was really, really, really bad, despite me just having used in the toilet, after the fire drill. It'd only been like an hour or so it didn't even make any sense. And like I was staying there, and like I noticed like the pain in my back was getting steadily more bad, and I was having to, like when you really need to pee, like, oh my god, what's going on? And I really didn't want to use the toilet on the train, because it just stinks and it smells and it's just so unhygienic. And I was just like, let me just hold it. And the pain was getting worse, and I was thinking to myself, I should not have a full bladder, so I should not be in this. I should not be in this much pain, and B, I should not be squirming around the place because I need to pee this badly. Also noticed when I was peeing, I had a burning sensation. It was just like someone was stoking my vagina with like a friggin' hot poker. You know those ones where you stoke the fire when you have like a fireplace? It was like someone was using that. It was so friggin' painful. Like, you literally want to hold the peen so you don't have to feel that sensation, because it is literally so painful. You got cramps in your belly, you got cramps in your back, and then your vagina is just wanting to say, hey, what the hell's going on? Like every single time you pee. It is absolutely ridiculous. I was thinking to myself, what on earth is going on? I could not figure out what it was. I literally couldn't. Because I'd had my period in the week before, so that wasn't it. I usually do pee quite a lot when I'm on my period, because your bladder expands when you're on your period. So I thought it might have been that, but no, it wasn't that. Because I had it the week before, I was like, duh, use your common sense. Same problem when I got back home. I used the toilet. Had to use the toilet again, as per usual. Went to bed, got up to use the toilet. Then got back into bed, you know, like I did the Wednesday night. However, I noticed the Friday morning, I noticed the pain in my back and my lower belly was getting really, really, really bad. Like someone was constantly punching me in my back. It felt that bad, and I was literally just there, and I was thinking to myself, oh my God. And the funny thing was, I'd used the toilet before I left the house. And then there was a whole issue with the trains on Friday because there'd been a tree that fallen on the tracks at Wolverhampton train station. So every single train that was heading towards Birmingham New Street that was going to stop off at Wolverhampton got delayed or cancelled. So that made things 10 times worse. And I was like, my body is telling me that I need to use the toilet. However, I'm kind of like in panic mode because I'm like, am I going to get to uni on time? Which I didn't get to uni till 9:36. So, you know, from the time that I left the house, used the toilet, I left the house at 7:30. To the time I got to uni at 9:36, I hadn't used the toilet within that period, which probably made the situation 10 times worse. My body was probably like, you little ass, so how you mean you ain't gonna use the toilet in all that time? Like, I'm sorry, there's no toilet on the fucking tram. I'm really sorry. And the pain in my back is steadily getting worse. So I thought, oh yeah, when I go to the toilet, you know, usually when you get that pain in your back and you go to the toilet eventually and the pain just goes away. This time the pain did not go away. It was like it was relieved for 2 seconds, and then as soon as I got into the uni classroom, it was like, fuck you, I'm coming back, I don't care. Suddenly or more often than usual, pain or burning sensation when peeing, smelly or cloudy pee, blood in your pee, pain in your lower tummy, feeling tired and unwell, and in older people, changes in behaviours up to severe confusion or agitation. Now, I did feel a little bit unwell, but it was not like something, you know, my body lately has just been a whole heap of mess. So it's probably, I was thinking to myself, you know what, I do generally tend to feel tired a week after I've had my period, so I just put it down to that. As far as the blood in the pee, as I mentioned in my previous video, that didn't start till I reached the hospital. But I think had I not gone to the hospital when I did, it probably would have started anyway. Like when I was at home, and then it would have been like a whole nother issue. So as I was in class, the pain is steadily getting worse and worse and worse. I had to get some paracetamol off someone because the pain was so fucking bad. Tell me why the paracetamol didn't even touch the pain. Did not touch it. The pain was just taking over my body, my mind, my spirit, every single thing. And the painkillers didn't do nothing. Didn't do nothing at all. I was literally cramping. I couldn't keep still. You know, like when you're in so much pain, like you're literally just moving everywhere because you're trying to adjust yourself so you can feel a lot better. However, this was not working. The pain was just getting worse and worse and worse, and it was so bad, and it just made me feel, plus I had nausea. It just made me feel so I literally cannot stand it. Peeing a lot, like frequently, a lot more. Even if you drink a lot of water, you be peeing. Trust me, if you're like one of those people who drink 2 to 3 liters of water a day, trust me, you'll be peeing like 10 times over that. Because I try to drink 2 liters a day, and trust me, you will know the difference, because peeing every 2 seconds is not normal. Especially simply the fact when you just relieved yourself and you need to go to the toilet again, that is not normal. Even if you have drunk a lot of water, trust me, it's not. If you notice first you'll notice you'll start to pass blood, whereas when you wipe yourself after you've used the toilet, you will see some little specks of blood, but not everybody gets that. Not everybody gets the blood in their urine, it just depends. So maybe when you wipe yourself, you'll see a little bit of red. And trust me, over the time, it gets steadily worse. Number 3, The pain in your lower tummy is real. Trust me, it is real. You don't want to be playing around with that at all. Like, a hot water bottle did not work for me. Painkillers did not work for me. Nothing was touching this pain. When I got to bed, when I got back from the hospital Friday, when I went to bed at 10 o'clock, it's so funny because I went to bed at 10 o'clock. I was fine. The pain wasn't doing nothing. Then I had to get up and go to use the toilet again, which was common. And then as soon as I got back into bed, it was like my body was just screaming at me. It was like the pain in my back was just 10 times worse once again. It was like that pain I had when I was in uni. And like I must have like cried myself to sleep because the pain was that bad. I literally had to move myself onto my stomach just so that I could get comfortable enough to sleep. I kicked my hot water bottle out the bed because I'm like, you ain't doing Ross or nothing, so you can come out the bed. Like, I kicked it out of bed. So yeah, you will experience pain with a UTI. UTIs are more common in women because apparently our urethra is a lot shorter compared to men. Because as you know, our urethra and our anus are a lot closer together, whereas men's it's a bit longer, you know, because they got penis. Lucky bastards, ain't they? But yeah, so you know, and it says here, CGP if you're a man with symptoms of a UTI, because they don't get it as common, so you know, if they do get it, boy. You're pregnant and have symptoms of a UTI. And I did actually read somewhere that said that if you're pregnant, you're more likely to get UTIs, or after you've given birth, you're more likely to get UTIs. So, you know, that's a bit, wow. You're caring for someone elderly who may have a UTI. You have not had a UTI before, which is my experience. I've never had one before in my life. You have blood in your pee, which I did. Your symptoms do not improve within a few days. And that's true for me because I would say the Wednesdays when the symptoms really started with me. Actually, I had a back pain up to like a week. I had the back pain a week before the UTI started. And I was just thinking that I might have just strained myself. However, now I'm thinking logically, I'm thinking that back pain that I experienced, I think it was connected to this UTI. It was showing itself. And I had that back pain when I had my period a week before. So, you know, 2 weeks ago. So sometimes I do get back pain with my period. So I thought it might be that, or thought I might have strained myself. Now I'm thinking, I think the back pain was really related to this UTI. It was showing its signs from a week before it actually came full force. So you must be like very careful, very, very, very careful. Trust me. And it also says your symptoms come back after treatment. Get advice from 111 now. This is the number to make your call anyway if you you know, don't want to go to hospital, whatever. So it's pain in your sides or lower back. So I had pain here, I had pain here, I had pain here, pain up here, sometimes pain shooting up towards my rib area. It was just horrible. Some people think that a urinary tract infection is like minor. Trust me, it's not. It's serious. Do not take the piss. If you get any of these signs and symptoms, don't take the piss. Take your ass to the doctor or take your ass to the hospital. Don't leave it, because if you leave it, the bacteria from this UTI can travel up to your frigging kidneys. And once you got a kidney infection, it can damage your kidneys. So don't take the piss with your life. Trust me. Like, people always say, oh, it's just a UTI. It ain't nothing. Trust me, it is something. It is. It is. Trust me, you do not want it because you'll feel friggin' tired all the time. You're always in pain, even though despite you taking antibiotics, despite you taking painkillers or using a hot water bottle, you're always going to be in pain. So trust me, take your ass to the friggin' doctors or the hospital. Don't take the piss for your health. This is the thing. People always think, oh, it's mine, it's gonna go away. Sometimes they don't go away by themselves. Whatever problem it is, sometimes the pain or whatever don't go away by itself. Sometimes you need to see a professional. Don't take the piss with your life, because that can mean the difference between life and death. Seriously. I don't say these things for the goodness of my health. I'm saying it for literally everybody. Especially sometimes with black people. Sometimes we feel like if we don't go to the doctors, we can just self-treat. And sometimes self-treating sometimes make the issue worse. Like, sometimes go to the doctors, get put on your antibiotics. I know they're not the nicest thing. But sometimes go on antibiotics, get the problem solved as quickly as possible. And you can still do your other things on the side as well. You know, like take your turmeric or eat your fruit and vegetables and everything. Also, but just like I mentioned in my previous YouTube video, in order for them to test for urinary tract infection, they would tell you to do a urine sample. So they give you a little tube and you have to pee in it, which is very, very difficult when you're a woman, because you can't exactly aim. You just gotta like pull it down and then just like wait for the pee to start. And then like you end up peeing over your friggin' hands, which is not very nice at all. Yeah, you know what I had for dinner today? I had hot piss. That's what I had. It was very lovely. It really was. Ugh. Thank God my mum brought my flannel, because I was able to wipe myself up and, you know, wash my hands with plenty of soap and everything, because ugh. So yeah, they take a dipstick and they put it in a urine sample, and that's how they test. They will also feel your stomach as well. Take your temperature. They put the thermometer thing. It's like one of those automatic ones. They put it on your neck, and they will put the stat monitor on your finger to check your stats, you know, so you know your oxygen and stuff. So yeah, I did have a temperature. She said that I had a UTI. She said that I had a urinary tract infection. She said that it was a clear urine tract infection, which basically means there's no blood in my pee. However, if I'd done the urine sample a little bit later when I started to pee blood, there would have been blood in my urine, because it started getting worse. When I first got there, there was nothing. However, now there was something, and it taken over my whole body. Wow. Good thing about a urine test is because they use that dipstick, they can also find out whether it's another problem. You know, so like, you know, some STIs can be detected by doing a urine sample. So, you know, if you suspect you may have an STI, you know, you can do a urine sample. But that's a totally different issue. But yeah, like a lot of infections, they tend to, you know, when it comes to urinary, that's why they do a urine sample. So yeah. And like with men, they typically tend to do like a swab test instead, rather than the urine sample, because, you know, it's a lot easier, I presume. So yeah, as I said, got given these macrobid antibiotics. There's 14 capsules. Well, it should be 14 capsules in there, but they only gave me the 6, so I had to take 600 milligrams, like I said. So the 2 antibiotics per day, 1 in the morning and 1 in the evening. So I'll take the 1 in the morning with my breakfast, the 1 in the evening with my dinner. It just made things a lot easier. However, these antibiotics made me feel so nauseous because the dosage was massive. Taking 200 milligrams a day is like, yo. But I understand why they did that, because, you know, it's a UTI infection and I just want it to get out of your system as quickly as possible. So rather than get the full dosage, they just gave me like 600 milligrams. However, I feel sorry for the people who have to take the full 14 capsules. Like, friggin' hell. I wonder what they had to take the full 14 capsules. Because we're just saying like 3 little tips to help if you get a UTI infection. So number 1, cranberry juice. Unsweetened cranberry juice is the best one to drink. And if you don't like the taste of cranberry juice, then you can get cranberry capsules. But if you can get them from Hollands and Barrett, or whatever shops you have, you know, wherever you live anyway, like, see where you can get those cranberry capsules. Drink plenty water. More water than, say, tea. Trust me. More water than tea. This is what I've been having to do, because I have to admit, last week and a week before I was slacking a lot on my water. And I think that might have made the problem worse. So I'm remembering to drink my water. And number 3, take your friggin' antibiotics. All right, bye.